Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been such a very long time since last time I made a video. So for today's topic, we're going to be talking about collocations. So without further ado, let's just get started. Alright, so I've got my laptop here. This is, I have some notes about what I am going to explain to you today, and I hope you don't mind if I once in a while look down on it to cheat on my notes. Okay, so let's start with the definition of collocations. What are collocations? So basically, collocation is a combination of two or more words that frequently occur together. For example, if someone says to you, "Oh, she's got a yellow hair," it's basically fine, it's still quite understandable, but it doesn't unfortunately sound natural enough for English speakers. So if you really want to sound a little bit more fluent in speaking English, or in, I don't know, like using your skills in reading or writing or maybe listening, then you really need collocations. So instead of saying she's got yellow hair, we prefer to say she's got a blonde hair. Why blonde hair? Because blonde collocates with hair. On the other side, yellow doesn't collocate with hair. Yellow collocates with flower or paint. Blonde hair is one of the examples of collocations that consists of adjective and a noun, right? Blonde is the adjective and hair is a noun. So in collocations, there are also other types of combinations. Let's say the second one, the first one was the blonde hair. The second one is the verb and noun. Verb and noun, for example, arouse someone's interest. It means when you arouse someone's interest, it means you make people interested. You make people feel interested in something. It can be anything. And another example is lead a seminar. Yeah, lead a seminar. And then another combination of collocation is adjective and adjective. For example, adverb and adjective. For example, fundamentally different. Fundamentally different, it means it's different in a very basic and important way. Or we can also use essentially different. Yeah, so fundamentally it's an adverb, and different is the adjective. Another combination is adverb and verb. Yes, adverb and verb. So, for example, flatly contradict. Flatly contradict. If you flatly contradict, it means you completely contradict. There is no other way for you to agree, but you flatly contradict. You are completely against it. Yeah, like whatsoever. And the last but not least combination of collocation is noun and noun. For example, a lick of paint. A lick of paint. A lick here doesn't mean licking using a tongue or something like that, but a lick here means in a very small amount of something. So normally, if you want to use paint, if you want to express a small amount of paint, then you can use a lick of paint. And another example, or other examples, are a team of experts and words of wisdom. I believe it can be very difficult for English learners to use collocation, to choose which words collocate which words. So it is very important to understand that collocations can be very confusing, can be very challenging, because you really have to find out which one is the best partner of this certain word, right? So for example, instead of saying getting friends, no, it's not getting friends. You can't really translate this from your native language, for example, a mother tongue like Indonesian in my case, yeah, since I am from Indonesia. Instead of saying getting friends, it's better for you to use making friends, not getting friends. And another example is, instead of saying strong rain, I know the rain is very strong, but it's not natural enough, so you change it with heavy rain. That is the perfect couple for English collocation. Another challenge for English learners is also to find the most appropriate collocations, or let's say specific collocations which are appropriate to use. For example, between formal and informal, or between like the one that is only used in public's announcements, or public officials, or the one that is the one that's used like in everyday situations. You really have to understand the differences. For example, alight from a bus. This is also a collocation, but it doesn't, it's not basically used in everyday situations, because it's just, you can always find this in in notices or officials context. However, if you want to change it into a little bit more casual but natural way of English, is you can say getting off a bus. So my question to you is, why is it important to learn collocations? If you really wonder, the importance of learning collocation is basically because you will get some benefits to help you improve your English. So there are 4 benefits if you really learn collocations well. The first one, you will sound more natural when you speak and write. It is an absolute benefit that you can get. So for example, instead of saying big or high importance, you can change it with of great importance. The second one, you will use the words more accurately. So you will know which one is more accurate word for you to use. So for example, instead of saying do fewer mistakes, you would say make fewer mistakes. The third one, collocation will help you vary your speech. I would say not only speech but also your writing, and that is very important, right? So here I have a sentence that is using a very common adjective or common word and collocations. Yeah. So this is the common word. Let me read it for you. We had a very happy holiday in a nice little village surrounded by beautiful mountains. It's very common. You use very, nice and beautiful, but you can change them into more natural, more fluent, more everyday, more casual English. So instead of saying very, you can change with blissfully. So it becomes, we had a blissfully happy holiday in a, instead of nice, you can say picturesque, in a picturesque little village surrounded by, instead of beautiful, you can use spectacular mountains. And the last one is, you will be able to understand when a skillful writer departs from normal patterns of collocations. So sometimes you can find collocation from another expression, from other, from people from other countries. For example, you might find no place like Rome, but you will understand that this also has the same meaning as there's no place like home. So that was it about today's video. I hope you can get something new from this video, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.